They called you the Chosen because they don't understand how else to defeat you. Your strength is too deep for them to understand. They thought they could break you, but each time you came out stronger and stood up, they could not defeat you because your soul is filled with a light that even the darkness fears. They set up a game, but you wrote your destiny. There is a truth behind all this war. You are chosen, and no one will stop you. So write 77 in the comments. Rise up and show them what your place is in this world. They underestimated the force within you. Every move they made, every scheme they crafted was designed to silence you, to shatter your foundation. But instead of crumbling, you rose. Every barricade they erected became a stepping stone. Every lie they spread unraveled before them. They thought they held the upper hand, but the very battlefield they controlled has now slipped from their grasp. The illusion of their dominance has dissolved, leaving only their disbelief as they witness the complete dismantling of their tactics. This isn't just survival. This is a lesson in unwavering strength, a testament to the power of resilience against calculated sabotage. This was no mere outburst of negativity. It was a premeditated ambush aimed at your very essence. The goal wasn't to disagree with you, but to erase you, to mold the story before you had a chance to speak. Their approach was systematic, an orchestrated wave of deception meant to bury your name beneath layers of distortion. They recruited voices, some naive, others complicit, to paint a false narrative so vividly that truth itself would struggle to breathe beneath it. Not all of them acted out of conviction. Some were simply swept into the current, following without question. Others were driven by profit, hired hands, trading integrity for the thrill of destruction. These weren't just petty hecklers. They were operatives in a digital siege, seeking not to challenge you, but to drown you. They flooded spaces with distortions, manipulating perception, twisting facts into grotesque fiction. Their falsehoods spread like wildfire, latching onto the minds of those willing to believe the worst, without question. They didn't stop at public smears. Their reach extended into shadows. They infiltrated private spaces, twisted conversations into weapons, and manipulated context until reality itself was unrecognizable. They tampered with proof, fabricated accusations, and wove a narrative so intricate that even allies hesitated. They whispered behind closed doors, planting seeds of doubt, ensuring that wherever you turned, suspicion lurked. Some posed as well-meaning informants, disguising their malice as concern, weaving falsehoods so subtly that their deception almost seemed like care. It was never just about words. It was an assault on perception, an attempt to cage your mind in uncertainty. They sought to isolate you, to make you question every voice, every ally. Their strategy was not just to tarnish your image, but to dismantle your spirit, to render you powerless, not through force, but through exhaustion. If they could make you second-guess your reality, they wouldn't have to destroy you. You would fade on your own. Their power was in the illusion of inevitability, in making resistance seem futile. But their flaw was underestimating your vision. You saw past their smokescreen, refused to be swallowed by their distortion. Every deception they wove, you unraveled. You didn't shrink, you adapted. Their attempt to isolate you only exposed their own desperation. People who once listened blindly began to notice the cracks, the inconsistencies. The tide shifted, and those who once played along started pulling away, unwilling to be part of a failing charade. Their empire of manipulation crumbled under its own weight, and now they are left in the ruins of their own deception, facing the truth they tried so hard to suppress. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. There are forces that operate not just in the open, but in the shadows, weaving intricate traps meant to ensnare the spirit, deplete the mind, and fracture the will. This was no ordinary opposition. It was a meticulously designed assault, not just on presence, but on essence. Every maneuver was deliberate, every deception crafted to push towards surrender. The goal was never mere annoyance. It was total disarmament. The attacks weren't just words flung in passing, but calculated blows meant to destabilize and dismantle. Systems were manipulated, narratives distorted, and digital spaces turned into war zones. They sought not to argue, but to erase, to make even existence feel like a battle for survival. When progress was made, the unseen hands intervened. Barriers emerged where there had been none. Pathways that once flowed freely suddenly crumbled into disarray. Messages lost, access denied, momentum disrupted. These were not coincidences, but strategies of suppression. The weight of unseen forces bore down heavily, exhaustion creeping in like a slow poison. There was an energy in the air, thick with resistance, designed to instill doubt and drain vitality. The more steps were taken forward, the stronger the pushback became, as if the very fabric of reality was being twisted against itself. Just like a tree stands firm through the storm, you too stand strong against the winds that try to knock you down. The storm will come, it always does, but the tree is rooted deep in the soil. It draws its strength from something greater, something beyond the wind. The winds may howl and the rains may fall, but the tree does not break. It bends, it sways, but it does not break. You, my friend, are like that tree. And the storm? That's just life trying to see if it can shake you, to see if it can move you from the foundation of your strength. But you know better. You know that no matter how hard the storm blows, you will not fall. You are anchored in a love that cannot be moved. And so it was with them. There was a quiet precision in their cruelty, a targeted effort to find the weak spots. It was as if they studied the very fabric of your being, searching for any thread that wasn't tied down. They found those fragile places, buried deep beneath the surface, and they knew exactly where to strike. They thought they knew where you were vulnerable, and oh, how they struck, with a sharpness, with a force that seemed unyielding, merciless in its pursuit. But let me tell you something. It was never about the strike. It was never about the wound. It was always about your response. They came with deceit, mimicking your words, twisting them into weapons of confusion and misunderstanding. They took the very language of your heart, the words that once brought peace, and tried to make them weapons. They tried to make them a curse instead of a blessing. They didn't just attack your reputation. No, they sought to change the very essence of who you are. They wanted to redefine you. They wanted to break your spirit and make you forget who you were, whose you are. But friends, here's where they made their mistake. They underestimated the power of your foundation. You are not like anything they've ever encountered. You are rooted in something deeper, something stronger. You have an anchor that they cannot see, a strength they cannot fathom. And when they tried to break you, They only revealed their own weaknesses. The power of the divine, the grace that guides you, cannot be touched by their deception. You may bend, but you will not break. Like the tree that bends in the storm but stands again, you will rise. They cannot define you, because the only one who has the right to define you is the Creator who formed you in love and purpose. They cannot change who you are, because you are chosen. You are called, and what is called by the divine cannot be erased. Their aim was to confuse, to distort, to tear apart the fabric of your identity. They thought that by twisting the truth, by turning your words into weapons, they could somehow change you. But what they didn't understand is that you are a child of the Most High. You are a vessel of love, a reflection of divine light. And nothing in this world can touch that. No words, no attack, no falsehood can touch the truth of who you are. And here's the beauty of it all, friends. The more they try, the more they reveal the strength that you carry within you. The more they attempt to tear you down, the stronger you become. Why? Because every trial is a stepping stone. Every challenge is an opportunity for you to rise higher. Just like the eagle uses the wind to soar higher, you will use the trials of life to lift you up. You will rise above. And each time they think they've got you, each time they think they've found your weak spot, you will find the strength to rise, to stand firm, and to be unshaken. You see, they didn't understand the depth of your foundation. They didn't see that you were built to withstand the fiercest storms. Your roots go deeper than they could ever imagine. You are not just a tree in the forest. You are an oak of righteousness, standing tall, unwavering in the face of the storm. And with each wave, with each strike they bring, you grow taller, stronger, more rooted in your truth. Just like a tree knows that it's meant to stand tall in the forest, no matter how fierce the storm, so too do you know, deep down in your heart, that your purpose is greater than any attack that comes against you. The storms will rage, the winds will howl, but that tree, with its roots buried deep, knows one truth. It was made to stand firm, to grow, to reach for the sky. And so were you. You were made to stand firm, no matter the circumstances. You were made for greatness. The winds of doubt may blow, but your roots are secure, anchored in the truth of who you are and whose you are. And let me tell you this, their assault was an attack on your identity, an attempt to rewrite your story, to make you forget who you are. But you know better, don't you? Deep down, in the very core of your being, you know that your story was written before you even took your first breath. You see, when the Creator formed you, He already saw the end from the beginning. Your name was already written in the book of life. Your destiny was already sealed in the heavens. And no matter how loud the voices may get, no matter how hard they try to twist the truth and confuse you, your identity cannot be changed. It is solid. It is unshakable. You see, it's like this. A diamond, under pressure, is transformed into something of priceless beauty. But the pressure doesn't change what the diamond is. It doesn't make it less valuable. No, the pressure refines it. It brings out the brilliance that was always there, hidden beneath the surface. That's exactly how it is with you. The trials, the attacks, they are nothing but the pressure that will reveal the glory of who you truly are. They cannot take away what's already been set in place. Your value, your purpose, is eternal. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporal concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. They may call you something you are not. They may try to place labels on you that do not belong. But friends, you are not what they say you are. You are who the Creator says you are. You are a child of the Most High. You are chosen. You are beloved. And you are destined for greatness. You can stand firm in that truth. You can rest in the knowledge that no matter what they say, no matter how hard they try to change the narrative, your identity cannot be altered. It's like the ocean. It will ebb and flow, but its depth remains unchanged. The waves may rise and fall, but the ocean will always be there. And you, my friend, are like that ocean. Deep, powerful, and unmovable. No matter what waves try to come against you, you will rise above them. It's easy to be swayed when you listen to the voices around you. It's easy to get caught up in the noise and confusion. But when you know who you are, when you know whose you are, you stand firm. You stand tall, and nothing can shake you. It's like a picture on a wall. You may move the frame around, but the picture itself remains unchanged. The image, the beauty, the truth of who you are, it is permanent. It is fixed. And nothing that comes against you can erase it. You may not see it all right now. You may not understand the fullness of your destiny. But let me tell you this, it is already unfolding. Just like a flower that has been planted, it will bloom in its perfect time. And when it does, the whole world will see the beauty that has always been there. They cannot stop it. They cannot change it. You were chosen for such a time as this. Your life is no accident. Your struggles, your victories, they are all part of the divine plan that was set in motion long before you even knew it. You may have gone through seasons of doubt, seasons of confusion, but I want you to know that those seasons were never meant to break you. They were meant to mold you, to shape you into the person you were always meant to be. And as you grow, as you rise up from those seasons of difficulty, you will shine brighter than ever before. The trials you've faced will become your testimony. The pain you've endured will become your purpose. Because the world needs to see that you can rise above it all, that you can stand firm, no matter the storm, no matter the pressure. You see, the world may try to label you, to redefine you, to tell you who you should be. But the truth is, no one can define you but the Creator. And He says you are chosen. He says you are loved. He says you are worthy of every good thing He has planned for you. So, don't let the lies, the confusion, or the attacks change your view of who you are. Don't let them make you question your worth. You are who you were always meant to be. You are a masterpiece, crafted with love and purpose. And nothing in this world can take that away from you. Your story is already written. Your victory is already secured. The world will try to shake you, to make you doubt. But the truth is, you are unstoppable. You are unmovable. You are a child of the Most High, and your destiny is already sealed in the heavens. So stand tall, my friend. Stand firm in the truth of who you are. And no matter what comes your way, remember, you are not who they say you are. You are who you were always meant to be. And that, my friend, is a truth that can never be shaken. Just like a diamond, which is formed under pressure, you are being refined. The trials and the storms are not there to break you. No, they are there to polish you, to reveal the beauty that has always been inside. The pressure doesn't crush the diamond, it shapes it. It brings out the brilliance that was already there. And just like that diamond, you are becoming more beautiful, more brilliant. With each passing challenge, you are shining brighter than ever before. So when the attacks come, when they try to confuse you, when they try to make you doubt who you are, remember this: you are more than a conqueror. You are chosen, you are loved, and you are destined for greatness. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. No lie spoken against you shall stand, because the truth of who you are will always rise to the surface. It's time to walk in that truth, my friend. It's time to stand tall, to stand firm, to stand strong. You are not what they say you are. You are who the Creator says you are. And you, my friend, are a masterpiece. Let them throw their stones. Let them try to tear you down. Let them attempt to rewrite your story. Because the truth is, your story is written in the stars. Your destiny is set. And no matter what they do, you will rise. You will shine. You will overcome. But friends, here's the truth I need you to understand. Their fatal mistake, the mistake that led to their own undoing, was underestimating one thing: the power of the spirit within you, the power of adaptation. You see, they thought they could break you by striking where you were vulnerable, but they never realized that you were built for this moment. You were forged through the fires of life, and you have within you a strength they cannot touch. They underestimated your ability to rise, to see beyond the veil of confusion, to discern their schemes, and to rise above them. And here's where the shift happened. You stopped playing by their rules. You stopped following their narrative. The game, my friend, was no longer played in their field. You took the power back, and you played by your own rules. The rules of the divine, the rules of truth, the rules that speak to your higher self, your purpose, your connection with something greater. The rules that let you see that nothing, no matter how sharp, no matter how cunning, could touch your spirit, your soul, the very essence of your being. It's like when a seed is planted in the soil. At first, it looks small, insignificant, hidden beneath the surface. But friends, we know the truth, don't we? That seed is a miracle. It has everything within it to grow, to stretch, to reach up into the sky and claim its place in the sun. That seed doesn't need to be told how to grow. It simply knows. It knows because it is connected to something bigger, to something powerful. So even though the soil may try to suffocate it, to bury it under weight and pressure, that seed knows its purpose. It will push through, breaking through any obstacle that stands in its way until it reaches the light. And once it does, it thrives. That's who you are, beloved. You are that seed. They can try to bury you, to suppress your growth, but they will fail. Because you were made for the light. You were made to rise. And when you rise, nothing can stop you. They tried to distort your words, but your words have power. They tried to confuse your thoughts, but your mind is sharper than any weapon they could forge. They tried to break your spirit, but your spirit is unshakable, unbreakable, because it is grounded in something far greater than anything they could ever imagine. The moment they thought they had you, the moment they thought you were trapped, was the very moment you began to shift. And that shift, it was the beginning of your victory. You see, they thought they were playing a game of destruction. But the game was always about growth. The game was always about you evolving, rising, and becoming the very thing they feared. Because when you walk in the light, when you walk in truth, nothing can stand in your way. And here's the beautiful part, friends. You didn't need to fight their fight. You didn't need to play by their rules. You simply needed to trust in the truth that you are already victorious. You are already chosen. You are already worthy. And every challenge that comes your way is just another step on your path to glory. It's like the eagle, soaring high above the storms. The winds may try to knock it down, but the eagle uses those winds to lift itself higher. What others see as a struggle, the eagle sees as an opportunity to rise. And so will you. You'll take every trial, every challenge, every word spoken against you, and you will use it to soar higher, to become stronger, to grow into the person you were always meant to be. Now is the time to share God's blessings. By clicking the super thank you button on YouTube, you can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles. Feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed and let the light of the Lord guide your path. You see, your purpose is too great, your calling too high, for anything to truly stop you. No matter what they try, no matter how hard they push, you have within you a spirit that cannot be broken. And when you tap into that spirit, when you align yourself with your divine purpose, the world cannot contain you. The world cannot silence you. The world cannot hold you back. It's time to let go of the fear. It's time to stop worrying about the things that try to tear you down. You are built for greatness. You are chosen for such a time as this. Your life is a testimony of what happens when you walk in truth, when you trust in the divine, when you trust that you are loved, worthy, and destined for greatness. So when the world comes against you, when they try to break you, remember this: you are not alone. You are not powerless. You are not a victim. You are a conqueror, a warrior, a child of the divine. And no matter what they throw your way, you will rise, you will shine, you will overcome. And I want you to know this today: you have already won. You are victorious, even before the battle begins. Trust in that. Walk in that. Because that is the truth. And the truth, my friend, will set you free. Now, the tide has turned, and fear grips them instead. Their strategies, once so effective, have become obsolete. Their once formidable influence now flickers, struggling to hold form. Where once they dictated the story, the unraveling of their own creation has begun. The cracks spread wider. The whispers of doubt now echo in their own ranks. Those who once stood firm by their side now hesitate, questioning the legitimacy of what they so readily believed. And the more they struggle to regain their hold, the more they reveal the instability of the illusion they built. Truth is relentless. It does not need to fight. It simply stands, and in its presence, falsehoods collapse under their own weight. While they exhausted themselves weaving deception, the foundation of reality was being rebuilt, piece by piece, undisturbed by their chaos. Now, the stage is set, and the reckoning unfolds. Those who once spread their falsehoods begin to withdraw, aware that their actions have led them to the edge of their own undoing. The echoes of their own words return to them, a mirror held up to their deception. And now, they are left with the remnants of a failed scheme, exposed not by confrontation, but by the inevitability of their own unraveling. What was meant to be a downfall became a rebirth. What was intended as destruction became transformation. They built their walls to contain, but now they find themselves caged by the very structures they erected. The doors that were meant to shut remain open, and what was meant to be silenced continues to rise. The most unsettling reality for them: nothing they did was enough. Every effort to extinguish only fueled the fire. And now, in the silence that follows their failed conquest, all that remains is the undeniable truth: they lost.